Stop recording.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome to Hobby Night. Sorry for the slight delay. I was running a smidge behind. I was watching a rather entertaining video, and I looked at my phone and went, "Oh fuck, it's 12:45 or 54."
55.
Sorry, 12:54, and I was like, "Huh." So I ran up here and got us ready. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Thank you for adjusting that. Now you see that we have, dear sweet Lucius the Eternal. I heard a beep from something.
That is my computer rebooting.
Oh, excellent. I thought it was my microphone.
No, sorry.
No, that's great. That is great. Hello to everybody in chat. Wow, there is a lot of comments already. Some of them are mine, but I do see that Havman, Luke, Gordon, and Tyler are all rocking and ready to go. Hello, Hesham. It is lovely to see you in chat. How are you doing? I'm very excited because we do have our beautiful, beautiful, eternal swordsman just waiting. Yes.
I'm going to give you the codex for visual reference.
Oh, perfect. Yes, thank you. I do have like this one image of him, but I actually don't have a lot of visual reference. He's actually way, like his armor's, the Emperor's Children armor going from beautiful purples and pinks to being just like mostly black keeps throwing me off. Like, I will admit, it keeps throwing me off. I am so used to their pre-heresy color scheme as like just that is who they are. So it completely, every time I look at the 41st millennium Emperor's Children, I'm just like, wow, I keep forgetting that they like went goth. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love goth, but like, I miss the bright pink color tones too. I think I'm gonna bring a little bit of that in with this sort of stretched skin and all of that. Oh yeah. All right, so we've got the codex here, the fancy one, because I bought the box set. And let's get a picture of him out, actually, because I do have this one image, but it's not, I'm sure there's other images of him in here. Daddy Fulgrim. Hold on, let me focus. Oh, beautiful. I haven't bought this model yet. Down the line. He'll come down the line. Also, hello, Alex. It's lovely to see you. Tiki the Hut, how you doing? We don't have proper boys today, unfortunately. We're not working on orcs. I'm sorry, Tiki the Hut. We've got, instead, beautiful boys of pain and pleasure. God, he's so cool. All right, here we go. Lucius the Eternal. Yeah, his armor is just pretty much black. Like, he actually ditched most of the color. However, he's fleshy, which will be fun.
So, can I make a suggestion after doing some of my own fuckery on the
Noise Marines, yes.
Yes.
Please, absolutely.
Since you are doing a contrast attempt on this, I would recommend Rattling Grime.
Oh, okay, good. I was actually, because yeah, I didn't want to necessarily go like Black?
Legion.
Yeah, Black Legion or Black Templar, because I feel like
I'm thinking Rattling Grime, because Rattling Grime has a bit of an earthy brown-red tone to it.
yes, completely.
Real quick, can you check the paints again for me for, I'm trying to remember the name of it. It should be, you know what, chat, I can't remember what paint it was. Don't worry about it, Angela.
Okay, all right, no problem.
Yeah. I don't remember what I was talking about, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I think Rattling Grime, potentially 2 layers.
Yeah, no, I actually really like.
It's a good foundation for his armor.
I really like this idea. Oh, also, I should show you guys, by the way, what I've done for the base so far. Would you like to see what I've done for the base? Now, it's not completely finished, and I might actually do a little bit of work on this before we fully jump into Lucian, because I realize I do want to put a Nuln Oil wash on this and do a little bit of dry brushing. But check out my base. So I have the Iron Hands guy here, beautifully painted. Did not realize how many legions just decided, screw all the color, we're just gonna have black armor. I know the Iron Hands have kind of done that like since the beginning, because they are literally Iron Hands and they like their chrome and their metals and their blacks. So I get that, but again, when I looked at Lucius, I was like, wow, I just forgot their armor was so dark. after they fell to chaos, which I mean, I get it. It's chaos. They're supposed to be evil, evil, evil. It's silly. But yeah, so we went ahead, did up the base, put a couple of true metallics on there, did some dry brushing. What I want to do real fast, and I don't know if I actually have it over here. I do. Yay. I'm going to put some Nuln Oil on here. Also, Jared, it's lovely to see you. Hobby Knight, what did you think of the Horus Heresy videos? The new Saturn IX Terminators and Dreadnoughts, plus the Fellblade and Quad Accelerator platform. I think it's all very, very cool. I've watched the videos. Really hyped. I really like the look of the new Dreadnoughts. The thing that actually makes me like the most excited for everything is just that we're actually focusing on 2 legions that I don't feel like get a lot of love very often. So the fact that like GW's actually being like, look, salamanders, and it is Iron Hands in the new box set, right? Am I misremembering that? Somebody tell me in chat. I actually don't remember. Do you remember in the Saturn IX box set for Horus Heresy, is it Iron Hands that are in that?
No.
Is it
Salamanders?
But it's salamanders and then it's them versus
Iron Warriors.
Iron Warriors. Okay, that's what
Sorry,
Iron
I thought
Warriors.
You were asking me who the loyalists were. My bad.
No. My apologies. The Iron Warriors
How could you get the Iron Warriors and the Iron Hands mixed up?
I don't know. I'm so sorry. I'm just a complete and utter fake geek girl, aren't I? No, genuinely, I unfortunately always get them mixed up. Okay, so I have my Rattling Grime. I don't need that right yet. What I want to do is I want to put a little bit of a Nuln Oil wash on this. Now, I am going to be doing a little bit of recording for my next painting tutorial while we're filming today. So I will be occasionally making myself disappear. I am still here. Don't worry. I haven't actually gone anywhere. But I want to get a little bit of recording of me putting this Nuln Oil on, and my face is in the way of where I normally position everything. So we're going to move that, and I also don't want my face there because I'm going to do green screen for the video, hence why I've disappeared. All right, let me get my paint open. Am I good to go? I think so. My focus looks good. I think the focus looks good. Let me straighten our base a little bit. I'm gonna just do a quick focus check. I'm focusing on the dirt. Yeah, I think that looks good. Let's record. Boop, 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 boop. Check out the painting process. Now I've already put Nuln Oil on the majority of like everything else. It's just the dirt that I need to put it on. Now you might be thinking to yourself, man, Angela, that's a really dark looking base. Don't worry, I'm gonna do a little bit of dry brushing on this ground just to make it stand out a little bit more. And then we are adding a little bit of a flare of color, but that's going to come later once we're actually done painting everything and, you know, the last step of the process. So, but I do have some fun plans to add some tufting on here that'll add in a little bit of color that I think is going to be particularly Slaanesh appropriate. Which, if you haven't guessed already, means that it's probably going to be some purple tufts. And I'm very excited for it. I actually really like how this is turning out. It blended in with this texture here that's on the base itself already, the pre-sculpted stuff. It actually blended in really nicely. I'm very proud of myself. And with that, we can set it aside, we can stop recording, I can come back. Boop, there I am. I'm gonna set that off to the side while it dries. Try to keep it as level as possible because occasionally I press down and shift the putty. It's holding everything in place. Hello, Odo. Lovely to see you in chat. Thank you for subscribing, Jacob. Well, I have to do recording, so we're gonna get close-ups of the paint shot. Also, I'm going to scoot myself a little bit this way. That way I'm a little more centered in my frame. I need to grab my water real quick. Not my water for my paints, but my water for me. For me to hydrate myself with. Hello, Michael. It's lovely to see you in chat. How are you doing? It has been a while since you've been on the streams. It's lovely to have you back. Okay, Lucius. Let's get him mounted up on a base. So we can actually get working on him. Why did they get rid of the guitars? I don't know, Star Fury. They still make like the one Noise Marine with the guitars.
I don't think they make that.
Oh, is he out of print now?
I think so.
Oh no.
I thought it was an anniversary. Like, special.
I thought he was just a Black Library one, and so
Yeah, I mean, that's limited print.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize they were quite... I thought he was like... I thought he was one of the like Black Library ones that sort of like stuck around and got like reprinted every so often.
So.
But no, you know, I haven't actually looked to see that. So yeah, I think you're right. They have gotten rid of that, haven't they? I don't know. Because GW has taken all of the fun things. Not all of the fun things. That's being a little bit over dramatic. Games Workshop has stripped a lot of the... what they consider to be the problematic fun things out of their game. And I think the rock and roll vibe is something that they consider to be problematic now.
Or disjointed from their current tone.
Or disjointed from their current tone, and therefore they don't want to like do anything with it, which is just silly, in my personal opinion. All right, he's looking good. Yes, they are. He literally, look at all of his drug potential. Right. Oh, I'm out of focus. Hold on. He carries all of the drugs in here. He's got all of them. So that he can continue to be... I do love the Emperor's Children.
How's the grind working?
I have not started on it yet. I have been reading chat and just laughing at what they have been saying. It's been great. You guys are fantastic. All right, I'm going to disappear for a second again. I need to do a turnaround real fast of our boy. So we're going to do that. Oh my God, look how good he looks. Oh, the Grisaille. It is beautiful. All right, start recording. Oh, oh God, totally took him out of focus. All right, let's try that again. Why am I sucking? Why am I sucking, chat?
Instinct.
Oh. I was definitely holding him up way too high. Okay. Starting now. Okay, those are my blunder runs. Here's my actual turnaround. Boop. All right, now I can come back. Okay. Hello, Lindsay. How you doing? 40 plus people watching and only 13 likes. What? Only 13 likes? How dare you guys? How dare you not like this video when there's so many of you engaging with it? No, it's genuinely fine, but I would love to, hey, oh, there we go. Good, thank you guys. That genuinely does actually help us out. It lets YouTube know that you're digging the content you're watching, which then makes it so that YouTube goes, oh, well, maybe we should actually show this to more people then. And so it genuinely does help. It genuinely does help. All right, we're gonna free focus a little bit more down. And I'm gonna get some initial shots getting me, getting some paint with the grime, the rattling grime. Oh, you see 17 Telos? Well, that's great. Someone unliked. That's, you know what, that's fine. Are you one of those people that doesn't like to be told what to do? Well, then don't like this video. How dare you like this video? Scoundrel! And that's for everybody who really likes to do the opposite of what people tell them to do. For those of you that like to follow instructions and be sweet darlings, just like the video. It really helps us out. I need to shake this. Paint your miniatures. That's what I want you to do. I'm actually telling myself that more than anybody else. All right, let's get this out. I am going to disappear for 1 second again. You prefer the purpley pinks colors that GW used to do. I also, like it, as I was saying at the beginning of the stream, like it really like, I am so used to Emperor's Children in the Horus Heresy colors. Like, for the longest time, actually, I think I thought they had switched to the pink and purple post Heresy, not that they were that way pre-Heresy, because that is just super fabulous and I love it. And so the fact that he is in such dark color tones, it is a little sad, but it's okay. We can bring out the colors and the flair and all of his accessories, and I'm excited to play around with that. So I'm going to disappear for just a second because I'm going to do a little bit of recording for the upcoming video featuring our lovely boy here. And so I'll disappear. Goodbye. Okay. I need to get a proper brush. A good proper brush. Use this one. And the idea here is I'm gonna try my best to avoid some of the areas where I want other colors to be, because I did a lot of work on the grisaille on him and I'm really actually quite pleased with how it turned out, but I do want to get a fair amount of this. Like, his armor is very dark. I'm gonna do this color first and then do the pinky part over the faces after as a highlight. But we are gonna thin this a little bit so that I can layer it if I need to, because I really don't want it to go too heavy over like the faces and everything. I'm just gonna check my focus. I think that looks pretty good, actually. All right, I think I'm gonna start with the leg because I'm terrified. Should I? No, I'm gonna just go in. We're gonna just do the chest. We're just gonna put paint on his chest. Should I bring him up? Maybe I should do this. Yeah, that's better. Okay. It's okay if this goes over the metallic pieces, because we are later going to put those in using a true metallic, so I don't mind that. Yeah, this is working pretty well. I think I'm gonna do a second layer.
Yeah.
Just to darken it a bit. But yeah, good call, Chaos Cultist. Thank you. It's almost like you know your brethren so well.
It's almost like I studied color theory or something.
It's almost like you have a master's in fine arts. Art. All right, cool. That's the first bit. I really like how it's turning out. All right, or I'll come back. Hello, I'm here. All right, I'm gonna go back down this way because I'm not gonna record for a moment. You love the Horus Heresy Mark II armor with the Roman Centurion sideways plume, but you have a soft spot for the beaky helms. Dude, I understand that completely. I think everybody, not everybody, I think a majority of Warhammer fans have a soft spot for the beakies. Like just inherently, because they're kind of cute as fuck. Like who doesn't like a beak-shaped helmet? I've never known anybody to like actually like be like, oh, that's so lame. It's just so lame. All right, let's do this. Keep painting his armor. Try to avoid the leathers because I do want to do those in some other tones. What does he do? What does he do for his shoulders?
One of them, I think, is stretched skin.
It is, but I don't know if I should put... I think I'm going to make them brighter. I don't know if that's in, like, the way they're supposed to, but... Yeah, I'm like, it's Slanesh, and I feel like it's appropriate. Oh, well, Michael, I'm glad. I'm glad my energy is infectious. It's just what Papa Nurgle wanted.
Did anyone see the Fanime video?
Oh, yes. How have you guys watched the Fanime video? And if so, what'd you think? I really had a great time. I think it was just really cool being able to hang out with Shay, as well as getting to see all the really cool cosplay. I love that there was a Trench Crusade cosplayer there. Like, that was sick. Very unexpected, but I was pleasantly surprised. Oh yeah, the faces in his armor are the souls of those he has defeated who felt pride in defeating, or sorry, souls of those who defeated him who felt pride, and then he basically rebirthed himself out of them. Ah, delightful man, isn't he? You would have been bankrupt if you went anywhere near the dealer's room. You know, the dealer's room was pretty good, like, but it's so weird. I've been going to anime conventions for so long, and this dealer's room is so different from what my original cons dealer's rooms were. And I don't necessarily, like, actively go, I really I need it to be exactly like those old days, because there was a lot of repetitiveness in a lot of those early vendors. They all had like the same pencil cases. They all had like the same stickers. They all had the same pins. I did see a booth with a bunch of vintage anime pins that was incredibly charming. And I'm a little sad that they don't do those, like, I mean, they do still do pins, but I feel like they leave the pins to like the fans a lot more than they do, or they did before. Mostly because I think fans are able to like print enamel pins really cheaply now, for like mass consumption. But like, it was just such a weird thing to be looking, like to be walking through, because it was very different from like the old school days. All right, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get a little bit more footage real quick. So I'm gonna go away. I'm gonna just pop him over here. Should I bring it back up again? Probably. And we're gonna paint this beautiful back leg. Here we go. So I'm just concentrating. Give me a sec, guys. I love how active you all have been in chat. I will pause after I'm done with this to catch up in what everybody's been saying, because I know I've missed some stuff. But I apologize, I'm filming. All right, I think I want to go ahead and get a little bit more, but I'm gonna thin this a little itty bit. Oh, that's gonna be metallic, so that doesn't need to be careful. Yeah, because see, then it's getting a nice like tint of these darker tones into the faces, but I can then go back over them with like Magos purple and really make them pop out. I like it. Okay, I think that's good. I think that's good for recording. Stopping. I have been very careful to not accidentally hit the stop streaming button every time I've gone.
Does it ask you to confirm though?
The stream, yes, I believe it does ask me to confirm the stream being stopped, which is a good thing because wouldn't want to accidentally end the stream early. All right, let me get into some tight corners for a second, guys. I'm not gonna explicitly show you what I'm doing right now because I'm just smearing a little bit of paint around. Okay, yeah, that's looking swell. We missed that eye. Make sure you don't miss anything, Angela. This boy must be perfect. All right, cool. I'm gonna let him dry for a smidge. Do a quick check, make sure there's nothing that I missed in the stuff that I've already painted, and we'll get back to painting more of him in a moment. There we go. All right, let's check in and see what you guys have been talking about. I'm also going to scoot you this way a smidge so that I don't have to lean as much. There we go. Haha, my face. It's here. All right, the squig is a thing with teeth. Work dictionary. Yeah, that's pretty much accurate to a squig. I don't know if that's possible for Lucius to die in an accidental way where it's only himself to blame. Does he spawn through himself or is it true death? I don't know. I actually don't know if that like has been theorized or not specifically.
I believe in the case of when he was killed by a munitions blast, when no one knew that they were the ones that fired it, and therefore they felt no pride, a construction servitor that had built the shell that killed him turned into Lucius because it had noted the shell, and that counts as a bit of pride.
Ah.
And so that's at least one version of how Lucius has spawned through sort of a ridiculous.
So he could, in theory, be like, haha, only I could kill myself, and then he could respawn. Like, if he accidentally, okay, because the question is...
suicide?
Like,
I think it would be, like, probably his canonical end, actually. Taking his own life.
But what if he had an accidental, like he tripped and fell off a cliff?
Oh, like he falls down some stairs?
Yeah, like he falls down some stairs and that kills him. But it is no one's fault but himself.
And if no one learned about it, I suppose that he would be fine.
So the only way
someone learned about it and then felt any satisfaction from that news.
Oh, I like that. Okay, I do really actually like that because that means that
also, it's the author's intent.
True. Yeah, it is always all
It
hurt
is
and
the Stan
tight.
Lee situation of who would win between a fight between Batman and Spider-Man. Stan Lee said, whoever the author wants.
Yep, exactly. I mean, that is, I stand by that fully, exactly. Roel, you just painted your first Infernus Marines. Much easier than yours, it seems. They had, no worries. Well, yeah, I mean, they don't have faces bursting out of their legs. I don't think the Infernus Marines have souls trapped in their armor. Dude, that's sick though. Congratulations on your first Infernus Marines getting painted. That's fun. Hopefully you enjoyed it. All right, I'm gonna work on the other leg now. Now I do want to kind of avoid this spiky flesh wrap that he's got on this leg, so I'm gonna be a little bit concentrating right here. Oh, fuck. Get off. Thankfully, one of the nice things about contrast paint is you can lift it right back up if you accidentally do what I just did and get paint where you absolutely do not want it. Are you focusing on the whip? Hold on, let me fix my focus. There we go. I think that's focusing correctly now. Can't believe I flailed that hard and just immediately splashed a whole bunch of rattling grime on his flesh cape. Or loincloth, I guess. Yes. All right, this is going well. I'm really happy with how that's looking. Seems like a nice person to lunch with. Just don't insult him. He'll challenge you to a duel and you'll probably lose. Lucius is a very pleasant person as long as you are constantly stroking his ego. Ooh, you've been playing Blood Bowl with Chaos Dwarves? Heck yeah. Oh, do your Chaos Dwarves explode? Is that like a unique ability of theirs or function? Not function. What is the word I'm looking for? Why am I struggling with that? Is that a unique characteristic of them being Chaos Dwarves? Because if so, that is super fun. You recently finished your pink Levi Dread for your homebrew Blood Angels army. That's awesome, Mr. Gunn. It would be weird to see him face an entire Tyranid swarm. Maybe he'd revive from a Nid feeling primordial satisfaction of fulfilling its instincts to devour. I absolutely think that would happen. I think that's exactly what would happen. Like if the dude can manifest himself from a servitor being like noted, that shell killed Lucius the Eternal, and then he's like, ah, said my name, and then he pops out of him or something. Absolutely, he could pop out of a Tyranid. What a great ability. Cheeky bastard. I really enjoy getting to paint his bondage gear. Well, technically I'm painting around the bondage gear right now. Oh, I just touched it. Okay, it's fixed. I fixed it. There we go. That leg. I think that's all cloth. No, I guess that's not cloth. But that is. Okay. All right. I see what's going on in your silly body, Lucius. Kind of. He is kind of the human Smith version of the Nids in a way. That's because 40k's lore is all depressing. None of it is meant to be happy.
In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, there is only war.
Exactly. Not like there's like in the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, there's like hearts and rainbows. It is death, murder, mayhem, absolute unknowable terror. So I don't blame you. I don't blame you for finding it all to be very, very depressing. Well, then oh my god, imagine if Lucius gets killed then by a Tyranid, and then the main, like, the queen, if you will, is like, satisfaction, I ate. And because my children are doing their thing. And then he bursts out of her. That's how we get rid of the Tyranids. We just need them to kill Lucius. Imagine if that worked. Imagine if that worked. It'd be ridiculous. It would be absolutely ridiculous. Your favorite GW model is out of stock? Oh no. Like actually out of stock, or are you just making a joke of like that they have a bunch of out of stock models right now? Did I not paint the underside of that leg? I guess I didn't. Whoops, I didn't paint your butt. Can't believe I forgot his ass. His little ass flap. Okay, I think we're going to do a shot of painting one of the arms. Is that arm gonna look better? No, that arm's gonna give me the better shot. Okay. I must go away. We're going to record for the video. Oh yeah, that looks good. All right, here we go. Now I do want this to be relatively thin. But we are going to hit everything except for their tongues if I can. Nice. Okay, and then we'll go on to this just to finish that off a little bit. We can be a little bit heavier with our paint now that we're not going over the faces. Try not to hit his hand too much, as it is exposed flesh. And then I'm just gonna get the backside of this carapace here. Is that what they're called? That's not what it's called, is it? That's not at all what it's called. Cuirass? Cuirass. I said that wrong. Ignore me. Oh, the orcs are awesome. The orcs are great. Definitely. Aw, you guys are so sweet. Appreciate you all. Okay, we need to look at this backpack. So he's got another beautiful flesh cape over it. So we're gonna be a little delicate with what we're painting. Oh, I immediately got that into focus. Oh, getting so good at this. Some of these things will end up being metallic, some of them will remain the color that they are, some of them will get a glaze. So it'll be fun. I think it's gonna look good. Just paint this entire thing. Now I do want to be careful about the vials on top. His sweet, sweet drugs. Because this man takes a lot of stimulants. If you didn't know. It's kind of a Slaneshi thing. It's how they feel so much, bro. I'm just now imagining, oh, I don't know if he's controversial now, actually. Who was the weed guy in WWE? Matt. He was the MMA guy. He was barefoot. You guys know who I'm talking about? I don't think he's there anymore. I think he got fired. The guy from MMA that went into WWE had the weed gimmick.
Oh,
bro.
Yeah. Oh my god, I can see him on his damn scooter.
Matt something.
Matt Riddle.
Riddle. Thank you, Matt Riddle. Perfect. Thank you. I knew, Tyler, of course you would know it too. Okay, so yeah, Matt Riddle, like, I'm just imagining Matt Riddle as a Slanesh character now.
I mean, considering what he's been accused of.
Okay, so he did get accused of something.
Yeah.
I thought he had. Yeah. Okay, I was like,
he got accused of stuff, and he was a big enough dick to some legends that the company decided he wasn't worth it anymore.
Got it. I remembered he had been dicks to legends. I couldn't remember if he actually had a controversy, or if it had just been he had been an asshole to legends.
I don't want to speak about it further because I don't know the details.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fair. I don't know the details either. It's not really important. I just remembered that, like, I couldn't remember if something had happened beyond him being just rude to legends.
Yeah, and pissing off Goldberg.
Oh, he pissed off Goldberg. Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. That could do it. All right, let's rotate him, get the other side. Oh yes, thank you for subscribing to the channel, Asian Persuasion. Yeah, and that is the main thing, and I think that's one of the things that GW is really like focusing on as they continue to potentially be worried about 3D printing. I'm not really sure. But yeah, like the fact that you have to use GW specific models and like most of their competitions, whether it be the painting ones or the playing ones, they really want you to use their stuff. Secondhand or 3D printed stuff, like third-party stuff, nah.
You know, at some point, it just becomes a video game.
Yeah.
You know, you can't change the models at all.
Exactly. I kind of agree. I also think it's a little ridiculous of them to go that far. Like, I understand they're trying to protect their intellectual property as a business. But I'm like, guys, you literally used to teach players how to make tanks out of deodorant.
I do think...
So, like, get off your high horse.
If chat's talking about it, I do believe I saw a small channel got cease and desisted by Games Workshop for t-shirt designs.
Oh, really?
Like, posted this morning.
Oh, shit.
Suggested.
I had not seen that yet. I'll have to watch that later.
All I got the impression of is that they're a small local game shop with a YouTube channel, and they had like Eldar shirts. And I believe a lot of the Eldar glyphs are trademarked.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that would do it. That would do it. Oh, that's such a shame, though. Ooh. Oh my god, Angela, be careful of his sword. We gotta treat the swords delicately. They must be handled with care. There did used to be Chaos Orcs, you're absolutely right. They kind of did away with that, though. Nope. That needs some paint. How does that wrap around? Lucius, what is your design doing? There we go. Okay. I see. I see, boy. What's going on with you? Silly, silly, perfect lad. Oh, Slaanesh. Dude, I heard a great Slaaneshian cover. Let me look up the band, actually, because I used it on one of my posts on Instagram. And it was, oh, fuck, what was the song now? It was a song that I'm very familiar with, and now I've forgotten. It was perfect.
Baby Got Back.
Baby, no, definitely not that. When did I post it? I thought it was with a picture. The voice of, so it's the sound of silence.
Oh.
But done as the voice of Slaanesh, and it was great. I'm not gonna play it because I don't want to like get copyright. But you can hear it on my Instagram. And I just thought that was a great cover and a perfect theming for that song. I know. That's the problem, is GW is like sometimes slow about getting restocks in, right? It is a huge thing. Okay, is he good for right now? I do need to do a little bit of work on the back side of his like spiky collar, so let's take care of that. Could definitely be darker, so let's give that a second coating. I'll get a shot of me doing a second coating here in a second. Second. But I do want to kind of delicately like poke between all of his cables and stuff running to him. And his tongue, his extremely long, slithery tongue. The Lord of Poxes and Slaughterbound aren't up for sale yet. Ah, that's a shame. That's the new Death Guard stuff, right? I heard my boys got buffed actually pretty decently. Which is pretty cool. I do like seeing Nurgle get some love. I mean, Nurgle gets plenty of love, don't get me wrong. Like, they are not an underloved faction in any capacity. Do not think I'm saying that. But it makes me happy to hear about him. All right, we have this one shoulder and arm, I think, left to do, and I think that we can give him a little pause, let him dry, and do a second coating where we need to. You've been trying to get the Primaris Repulsor Executioner for a couple of months, but they're always out of stock, so you know that pain. Oh my gosh. Yeah, like, honestly, I have not, with the exception of the Emperor's Children box set that I found at my friendly local game store, so it just happened to be available.
And let's be clear, we live in a populated area with 10 game stores within a 2-hour drive.
Yeah, we actually are quite lucky in that way.
Well, and you called around.
Oh, I did. I had to call it. Yeah, no, I had to call around.
We had to drive like an hour and 15 minutes to get it.
We did. I still had to drive for it, but I did still find, I was lucky enough to find it locally, but it was difficult to track down. So no, I completely understand, like, GW has not necessarily been doing a great job with keeping their supplies up. That's for sure. Okay, the shoulder. I was like, what was I doing? Shoulder.
Head,
Shoulders, knees and toes. Excellent. Should I capture this? No, I think I'll do a second coat on. That looks good. Let's add a little bit more pigment to our mix for the lower arm. What is his sword? I just realized I have no idea what his sword looks like. Oh, it's gaudy as fuck. Okay, cool. Just very, very bright gold. Excellent. And then I don't care if I get stuff on the hilt and everything, because I'll just be covering it in gold. I think my ears popped and now I can hear my voice a little bit weird. And it's wigged me out for a moment. Okay, got that. Get the rest of the hilt. I left the blade pretty dark so I didn't have to paint over it. I did get a little bit of this color on his hand though, I noticed. Where was it? In here, so let me see if I can soak that up a bit. Oh, fuck, I just added more. Oopsies. There we go. Cleaned it up. Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with that. Okay, there's spots on him that still need to dry, and I'm sure I will need to do a smidge of touch-up. But for now, I'm gonna move him over there and grab the base back, because there's a little bit more that I need to do on this. And did I leave Chardon? No. Do you have a moment to grab me a paint, Chaos Cultist? On the top of the shelf with the technicals and shades, the Chardon gray from the Duncan Roads. It should be the one on the other end. No, you there. Yes, perfect. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. So this is a light gray color tone from Duncan's Tooth and Coats line that I really like. It's got a little bit of a slight yellow tint to it. And I've been using it a lot on stonework. Just calling that out. What was the rationale for cutting them off from the warp? Remember when the space sharks drove the Drukhari insane by putting it in a sensory deprivation chamber? Huh.
If you cut Eldar off, I think if you cut most living things off from the warp, they go insane after a while.
That does make sense. Especially with how both the Drukhari and the Eldar in like Rogue Trader, whenever you would travel through the warp, would also behave.
Well, it's described in one of the old novels I read as a kid, because there's a rogue trader who ends up transporting an Eldar Farseer through the warp because they have to go to somewhere that they can't get otherwise.
Got it.
And the way they indicate it is, especially the Farseer's soul,
Yes.
If you look at the ship from the outside,
Mm-hmm.
it looks like somebody's put a big video game overlay on it, and there's a big blinking icon.
Boop, boop. Eldar here, Slanesh
What it is,
Honin.
the same way the Emperor is a giant beacon in the warp.
Oh, are the
Any
Eldar...
Psyker is a beacon in the warp. It's just your psychic power is how bright you are.
Right,
and
an
you cannot hide that in the warp unless you're trained to do it, like, you know, one of the Thousand Suns or Dragon Ball Z fighter.
Right. Of course, of course. All right. That's great. Of course. The Thousand Suns, of course, or a Dragon Ball Z fighter. I'm going to disappear for a moment because I need to do a little bit of footage capture.
I'm sorry, the ability to hide key was a very, like, important thing for the Z.
Oh, no, it totally was. It totally was. Fulgrim did not die in the heresy.
Nope.
Fulgrim's definitely still alive. That's why he's got snake butt now. All right, let me go ahead and record. And we're going to get dry brushing. There we go. Bringing out a little bit of that texture back. It makes our Iron Hand stand out a bit more because he's going to be the darkest thing on the base now. Which is good because that's what I want. And then when I put the tufts on, it's going to look even cooler. God, I love basing. There we go. That's great. All right, I think I'm pretty satisfied with that. I want to do a little bit more maybe here. Just to tease out a bit more texture. Because I actually got some really nice textures on this base. Well, if they rewrote the history, then the history has been changed and therefore he's no longer dead. That's what I mean. It's like, if it's been retconned, then it's officially retconned and he never died, right? Isn't that how that works? At least in my experience, it is. Okay. I think that looks good. I'm happy. I should stop recording that. I hope Sanguinius comes back. That would be fun.
Going to.
I don't think he is either. I do think people actually die in 40k. I think it's rare. And they do find ways to bring people back on occasion. But I do think, like,
listen, I believe it's possible a clone could come back, but we're never getting Sanguinius. And the thing is, the clone of Sanguinius, maybe that'll be part of his plot.
Ooh.
With the fact that he's a clone.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
I actually really like the idea of a clone of Sanguinius coming back. Or being,
Fabius Mild made clones of all the Primarchs already, they just were all killed.
That's right, and also,
including the two lost ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I hadn't known that. Also, can't, Call. Also, doesn't he have a cloning facility? Like,
theoretically.
Like, in theory? And maybe it's not confirmed,
He has a
but...
facility for everything. He's like Vegapunk.
Makes sense, makes sense.
Like, he's actually very much like Vegapunk, because he also separated his brain into a bunch of, like, shell components, just a little more grimdarkly.
Yeah, actually, yeah. You know, I hadn't thought about that, but yeah. It's the whole, Horcrux concept, right?
Yep.
All right, I think we need to do a second layer on some of these, especially this shoulder. I went maybe a little too pale. So we're gonna do that now. I'm gonna go ahead and record that. Disappear again. All right, I think that looks good. Do a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, I needed the like eyes and such to pop a little bit more, and I could do that with the purple tone, but I still want this like dark color of his armor to be showing through, because that way it looks more like they're actually trapped in there, I think. At least that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, we're just gonna darken a few areas. Oop. Went a little bit out of focus there. Let me get a few more. Like on this leg, for example, that could be darker. There we go. I think that looks good for the recording, at least. So a lot of Space Marines do get brought back in Dreadnoughts, but not all of them.
There's a name, your chance goes up.
Yeah, if you're a named character, there's a high likelihood if you die, you will be put into a Dreadnought. But if you are not a named character, then probably not. You're just gonna die, your gene seed will get collected by the chaplain, and you will be carried forward through history through another man's balls.
Through the holy globules.
Through the holy globules.
Praise Space King.
Praise Space King. I mean, that's honestly one of the great things about Space King is like they have the comedy that I miss from GW still going for them. Mostly because they're not afraid of like, you know, shareholders or the public image, etc. They can be a little darker, a little edgier. All right, just touching up some armor areas. Did I not paint that at all? I don't think I did. Whoopsie daisy. Oh, that's true. Technically, he would have made the successor chapters using Trader Gene Seed. He just said he didn't. That's true. It's like, no, I definitely didn't do that. I didn't clone the Primarchs. You're imagining things, Gilliman. He says, standing next to another version of himself. He says to both Gillimans. Wonder how Gilliman would actually deal with that. Especially if they...
Logistics.
Oh my god, yes, he would just be like, perfect, I can do more now. There's
More
two
logistics.
of me. There's two of me. My logistics game is now doubled. Thank you.
Ah, but a true logistician knows that you cannot simply double a project by doubling its resources.
Well, that's why I'm not a true logistician.
Or a producer.
Or a producer. I'm just the talent. Do I like that? I think I like that. I think that's looking pretty good. I might need Chaos Cultist Professional Master of Art, Fine Art degree.
Give me a second.
Yeah, of course. No, I'm not quite ready for it, but I'm gonna grab you and...
Painted Grail has a lot of plot.
Dude, it really does. Okay, I think that's good. I did it a little bit lighter on the areas with the faces. But what do you think? Do you think
that did exactly what?
Okay, that's honestly, it did exactly what I was hoping when you were describing it with this color.
I wanted sort of a deeper gray.
Yes.
Just a hint of red.
I want him to look a little dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this makes him look a little, I mean, it's literally called Rattling Grime.
Yeah, no, it looks great.
Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna let it dry for a moment because I don't want to like push forward and have it be like wet still. But I think that's feeling good. Is that a belt? Is that part of his belt? Let me look at my reference image. That doesn't give me a good shot of it at all. Lucius, can I see it on this side? Of course not. You bitch. What is that? Is it leather? I think it's leather hanging down. He's got this like... He has this like strap. You see that with the little spikes? I think it's not part of this. I think it's just part of his belt. But I don't think it should be the gray. I think it needs to be leather. Didn't the Ultramarines end up with a lot of Space Marines from 2 missing legions? You know, I actually don't know that. I have not actually looked into the genuine history of the Ultramarines specifically. Mostly because I feel like they get so crammed down our throat that I have like some knowledge of it. But you know, now that I think about it, beyond just being like, they're everywhere and I know their color scheme and like that they're based off of Romans and that Guilliman's their Primarch and they're very like logical and like, again, Guilliman is a statistician. I actually don't know their like lore. But it would make sense that they got that the Ultramarines potentially could have gotten. Yes.
Can you count how many cookies I have in my hand?
You miscounted how many cookies you had in your hand?
Mm-hmm.
How many cookies did you just put in your mouth? 2 or 3? Maybe a little too many cookies in your mouth at once?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, because these are those like vanilla wafer cookies too, so they're like, you know, the long, thin ones.
I was looking at my plants and I got distracted.
Oh, your plants are so big!
Yeah, have you seen how thirsty they've gotten?
No. Do we need to fill their water up?
Not yet, but it's down to half a liter.
Oh, wow, damn. I'm not surprised by that. I was looking at their roots the other day because I've been trimming them a little bit for you.
Thank you.
No problem, because I know like them getting tangled is an issue. And one of them was just like...
Yeah, I think the sage actually may need to get pruned soon because it's starting to overtake the parsley.
Okay, yeah, I had noticed that. Yeah. That makes sense considering like 3, like, I think you put 3 seeds into one of the sage pots, and I think all 3 of them took.
I put 3 into every pot.
Yes, but I think in one of the sage ones, they actually all 3 took.
Listen, the instructions said put 1 to 3.
I get it. I understand. That reminds me.
I want the big bushy thing.
Oh, I know. I'm so excited with how like massive they're getting. That reminds me, when we're done, I need to go check on mine and see if they need watering. I haven't checked on them today.
Yes. And also, I just remembered there was something I did actually need you to get me at the market. But,
oh shit! What?
I need one of those pruning scissors from the.
We can go. That's okay. That's not actually at the market. That's at the flower shop.
Which is at the market.
It is, but we can go to that store. Yeah. So we can actually, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I did.
Did you know those tiny ones?
Yes, I
want. I kind of want one of those.
No, I do too. I do too.
I'm so big.
Yes, you are quite indeed. He's turning out so good. What time is it? Do I need
1:15ish?
2:15.
2:15.
2:15. Okay, cool. I am going to run downstairs. I do not have a soda, so I'm going to go get myself a soda, and I will be back in just a moment. All right, guys, I will be back in a moment. Gordon, you can absolutely ask what I'm growing. I'm actually growing probably too many things at once, if I'm honest. But to go over them, because I like talking about my plants and it makes me feel very nurgly having a little garden in my backyard. Chaos Cultist actually bought me like a little like covered greenhouse, and it's been working so well and my plants have been doing so well in there. So I have a variety of both flowers, and I don't remember all of them, as well as vegetables and herbs. So downstairs in our hydroponic thing, which is what Chaos Cultist is working on, we have thyme, basil.
She says I'm working on it, but she's been doing more of its maintenance.
No, I really have.
Its roots.
I've been trimming their roots a little bit, but like you did the initial like setup, growth, like giving them their plant food. You're keeping an eye on their water, etc. You were the one who suggested raising their like light up just now because they're getting taller. So yeah, no.
Almost had a disaster again.
We did almost have a disaster again as we were trying to raise the light up because the thing, like you have to hold it at the base of the stem specifically of the light.
So the problem we have is in this hydroponic setup, the stand for the light is connected to the base. And the neck of this light extends, but it's sticky. And if you pull on it in the wrong way, it causes the entire top of the thing to flip.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So we have, what did I say? Thyme, sage, basil, and what is the other thing that's in there? Parsley.
Yes.
Parsley. So we have those in the hydroponics inside. Out in my greenhouse, however, I have two different types of tomatoes. I have the sandwich slicer and the big boy hybrid. I also have 4 different peppers that I'm trying out. 2 of which I don't remember what they are because I accidentally lost the signs for them. And I haven't figured that out. And because they both look kind of identical right now in their small sprout form, I don't know which one's which. However, I do also have currently some big Thai peppers as well as some pinata peppers. So I think the other ones might be like your basic bell pepper and then maybe a habanero. I'm not really sure. I can't remember. If you can remember what peppers you sent me, it's those peppers. So I have 4 different pepper plants that are going. I have the 2 different types of tomatoes. I have some cucumbers that are their leaves are huge. It's great. I love it. I love seeing them whenever I walk in. I also have 1 thing of catnip that took off. I just planted some cat grass to see if that will take because I want to give Kita, my kitty, something to like nibble on. So I'm trying to grow that. And then in regards to the flowers, I have like delphimes, I have some cosmos, I have some marigolds, I have some butterfly weed, and then there's like 4 or 6 other flowers that I planted that I don't remember the names of. But yeah, sunflower. I did get some sunflower seeds, so I have that. It was bell peppers. I think you sent me 2 different types though. I think there were 2 different types of bell peppers. Maybe they're both bell peppers and they're just 2 different variations of peppers. But regardless, that is what I have been growing. Oh, I also have in there, I didn't grow these from like scratch, but I do have, I did buy a couple of succulent like things from like Trader Joe's because I like them, they're cute. And then I also have, I did get a little tiny, what is it called? It's a carnivorous plant.
Pitcher plant.
Pitcher plant, thank you. I got a small pitcher plant, which has been helping with the gnats that used to be in.
I was wondering if it was helping.
Yeah, no, it totally has helped. I have not had nearly as many gnats hanging out.
I've got some shazes too.
You know, I haven't, and it just occurred to me because she has that big one. Well, I wonder how it's doing. It is extremely satisfying growing something that I've grown myself. Like, I will admit that I have gotten such like, dopamine rushes from just like walking into my greenhouse because it just makes me so happy to be like, I grew these from little seeds. And I'm like, yay. Okay, let's get working on, I think we need to do more work on his armor to emphasize the faces a bit. And for that, I am going to need a paint from back here. Not Luxian, Magos. Do I want Luxian later? Probably not. Oop. Need to bring my clear chair back up here. See, I don't have Venus flytraps. I have a pitcher plant. You can't get the face of Fulgrim right. You keep messing up the colors. Dude, faces are tough. Like, my method for doing flesh tones, I tend to put Magos Purple beneath the flesh before, and then I glaze on whatever color tones I want to work with. And I have found that has helped me get a slightly more like living flesh tone as opposed to what I used to do before when I didn't use the Magos Purple beneath, and I felt like everything ended up looking undead. Like, I don't know how, but everything ended up looking undead. So I get that. You gotta find, oh shit. I need to plug in my computer. There we go. Whoopsie daisy. All right, we're good. We're charged now. No, I do, like, I also tend to put helmets on, guys, if I can. Do I want to do this now, or should I? You know what? We're actually going to do the metallics first, because I'm going to have to use this when I get to painting his actual face and hands. So I might as well do all of that at the same time. So I think we're going to actually move on to the metallics, in which case, boy is mostly silver, it looks like, but he does have gold in a few places. Okay, let's focus on the silver tones first, and I think I'm going to use plate armor for that. It's sort of my go-to for metallic color tones. Sometimes you get really lucky, like, and you just like, you're like, man, I nailed this face. And then other times, it doesn't matter what your skill level is. You can just be like, wow, this face is not doing it for me. So don't be discouraged, just keep trying. You should totally be proud of your Magnus. I'm sure it looks amazing. Okay, I think we're gonna focus on the shoulder pads first. I'm gonna go ahead and disappear so that I can get some recording. Get that out of the way. Get our focus in. And then I need a paintbrush. All right, I think we'll be good. That looks great. Let's record. God, I love how shiny this is. Majestic. Just focusing on what I'm doing real quick, so if I'm a little quiet, don't mind that. I appreciate that you guys have been like super active in chat, actually. It's been great. Just gonna get a little bit more of this so that Cece has some options for what to choose from this particular lineup. can pick the best stuff. There we go. Cool. Plenty. Bam. All right, now we can end up. Oh, okay, so trick for eyes is actually not using a brush at all, and instead using a micron. So.
Which is a type of marker.
Which is a type of marker. I'm gonna show it to you here. If I had one available. Do I not have my, oh, you know, I think is my pen case downstairs? It must be downstairs. Oh, I was looking to see if I had my red pen case, which I am like 90% sure has like all of my microns on it, but I think it might be downstairs in one of the drawers in the gray cabinet in the kitchen. No, it's I don't think it's that big of a deal. Basically, it's called Sakura Micron Technical Marker, and it is a Japanese type of technical pen, which is often used by artists who are doing like manga or architectural work, etc. Like I've seen it used by a bunch of different illustrators and such, but it is a really cool pen that has a variety of different sizes. The nice thing is that they're archival ink, so it's not going to fade in light, and they are pretty water resistant, so they don't tend to smear as much. And so I use them to dot eyes all the time because you can get a really tiny tip on one of these things and just go in there, and if like the eye is large enough, you can just go like, oh, boop, and it's fixed up. It's really cool stuff. Oops, sorry, I totally just banged my desk there, which is why he bounced a little bit. Yes, the Gundam markers are also great. I've also, and I have not tried these yet, and I don't know if they'll be good for eyes. I don't know if they'll be good for eyes, because I don't know if the tips on them like get fine enough. And I don't know if a brush tip is going to be any better than just using a good paintbrush to tip to dot the eyes and such, which is why I recommend the Micron, because it's not a brush tip. It is a ballpoint tip, and it gets you just a really, really tiny, perfect, thank you. Yes, so let me show you. Because I like to use these. So I use the Pigma Sakura Micron brand pens. Not sponsored, hashtag not sponsored. This is a thicker tipped one, so you would not want to use this specifically for eyes. Let me... But see, it's just literally like a felt-tipped marker, but
itty
bitty archival ink, which is always nice. And let me see if I can find like one of the super tiny. I've used that one before for eyes, but on bigger things. It's the 0.5 I just showed you. Maybe it's in this one. Maybe it's in the green one. Aha. Yeah, so like... See, they get real small. And this isn't even the smallest. There's like a 0.00, because this is the 0.01. There is a point like 0.01, I think. And I've used that one on eyes too. You can also do the exact same thing, technically, with a like mechanical pencil. Especially if you have like the really like the 0.05 or the 0.03 lead, which is super, very fragile, very brittle stuff. But the graphite, especially if you do seal your miniatures, should stay in place as long as you don't like immediately scuff it. Like immediately like touch it or something like that. But I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, I use the microns all the time for eyes. It's my little cheat. And when I don't paint eyes, I just use a wash to fill in and make them look a little shadowed, and it honestly, it works fine. I think sometimes we get a little overly concerned about painting eyes when it's really... Are we really going to be staring at the miniatures that closely while they're on the table and we're playing with them? Probably not, right? Again, this comes down to like these types of things. When you want to be that meticulous, I only think it's really valuable to be that meticulous if you're going for competition. And I mean that in the sense of painting competition, not I'm playing and I'm playing competitively. I mean, I am painting this to put it in a art contest, and I am trying to win said art contest. That's when I really think you should like pull out all the stops and be like, I'm gonna do everything possible to make this as cool as you can. But like otherwise, if it's for play, like make it look good, of course. Have fun painting it, but don't kill yourself over it. You know, don't get so like caught up in like, I gotta make every single last detail perfect.
Don't tell me what to do.
Well, fine, okay. Very well. All right, I think I'm gonna do a little bit of work on the leg here. Got some lovely trim there. Some lovely trim on this side. It is fun to have those cross-eyed Marines, I'll give you. I think this is the most delicately I've ever painted trim. I hope Fulgrim feels, or not Fulgrim, Lucius feels special. The true reason Lucius will never die is because we've all painted him and we feel pride in making him look pretty, and therefore he will possess all of us. Good time. You're having a lazy day watching Babylon 5 for the 4th time. You're on season 3 right now. That's awesome, Overlord Week. You're also working on your Inti High Priest from the Incan Army for Mythic Americas. That's sick. But those models are a lot of fun to work on. But they're all really bright colored, huh? Oh, these delicate Slanesh curves. Ooh la la. Okay, that's looking good. It's pretty clean. Let's check on this side. Excellent. I don't think I got any of that silver on the whip. Now the question is, can I get the little nubs that are on his armor? Because I feel like they should definitely be popped out in silver. Then you will paint him with hatred in you. There you go. There you go. That's how we keep him down. Too late. You've already thought of him. He's here. Him and his beautiful high heels. Cleaning up some slight spillage of metallic that I don't want to be there. Oh, and I think I got it. Yes. Unlike contrast paints, the opaque metallics sometimes really immediately set. Like they're like, I'm gonna leave a little ring of metallic color tone, even if you get the rest of us up. And it drives me nuts. Could you use those pens to give you armor creases, to give you shadows? I definitely think you could. You might want to get one of the brush tips for that, because the microns do come in a brush tip. It's just that they also come in the technical pen style, which is a little bit more of the fine tip finish like what I showed you. And I definitely think you could get some shadows out of them. The one thing that I would be a little bit hesitant about, and the only reason I'm like, maybe, is whether or not they're waterproof. It does say it's waterproof. So it says micropigment ink for waterproof and fade-proof fine lines. Take that with a grain of salt though, because if you're applying paint directly over top that while it is potentially still wet, you could smudge it. Because I would imagine it would function more like an ink wash rather than an acrylic paint. Like keep that in mind. It is an ink, not a paint. Like they're not paint pens like the Gundam markers are or the AK markers are. They are normal ink pens. They just happen to have an archival ink in them, meaning that they don't fade in UV light or are less likely to fade in UV light. It takes longer for it to happen. They still will fade. I've seen drawings that have faded over time, but it takes longer. They're more resistant. Of course Fulgrim's the most caked up of all of the Demon Princes, or Demon Primarchs. Why wouldn't he be? I mean, honestly, his butt isn't caked enough, let's be honest. They could have made him have a much thicker fat ass. Like a fat, like, snake ass. And I'm disappointed they didn't. Make him bootylicious. Okay, I think we're gonna do a little bit more filming. Well, should I do that yet? Oh, I need to fix that before I do anything. I did not finish painting that shoulder. I thought I had, but looking at it now, nope, I completely blatantly missed that entire little spot. Should probably do the underside of the trim too. That's probably important, huh? Maybe a smidge. I know I'm probably off camera for a smidge, but I'm just getting some really delicate behind the shoulder trim spots. So forgive me, but they must be painted. He must be perfect. Okay, I think that's good. I am going to do some filming now for the video, so let me just pop myself away. I think I want to work on his backpack. Is that a good place to focus? Yeah, because all of that little pokey things, which are sort of out of focus right now. Hold on. Those little pokey things should probably be silver. So we're gonna do that. The thing you hate about painting the Thousand Suns is those stupid yellow stripes on the helmets. I think some people mask them to get those really obnoxiously straight lines. And masking, I will go over in just a moment for you if you're not familiar with what that is. I'm absolutely... I suspect they are too, but let me know if you aren't, because I can go over it with you if you want, like what masking is. But I genuinely think that's what happens. Is how people get that super clean look. I mean, who knows? Maybe they can just pull a paintbrush that straight. I've seen illustrators do that. However, I feel like it's probably more likely that they're masking. Dude, okay, hold on. I need to hold on. I need to take a peek. No, we'll just keep going. We'll flip them around. Get him back into focus. I am a little sad, like as cool as Lucius's shoulders are, because you know they have screaming faces in them and stuff, and how very edgelord. I do kind of miss the fact that he doesn't have a Emperor's Children eagle for me to paint. I'm a little sad about that. But it's fine, I guess I can forgive him. He does give me fun faces to paint. Looking good. All right, I think that will be plenty. Probably more than I needed. I just got into it. I got into what I was doing. Thank you, Havman. I appreciate it. I'm pretty happy with how he's turning out so far. Especially that armor. Turned out really nice. These are like random spiky bits. These random spiky bits. Angela, please stop accidentally putting pressure on the whip. We really don't want to break that. I think that's all the spots covered there. It's a little bit more than I need to do, but I also need to do a quick double check on if they've given me a picture of his back. Hopefully they've given me a picture of his butt in here. Also make sure not to get paint on the book. That would be preferable. Oh, if you guys didn't know, they did line the edges of this book
with Dick.
Oh my god, I wish they had lined it with Dick. Could you imagine the bold statement that would have been? But they made it pink. They made it pink, even though their armor isn't that color anymore. I say. All right. Fulgrim, there's our boy. Lucius, please. I just need to see your butt. He really doesn't want to show it to me. this shot? No. That's fabulous. Looking fabulous. Ah! I bet that joke has been made so many times.
Yeah.
Why do they refuse to show me the back of this model? Oh my god, he doesn't even have an exposed butt.
But what if he did?
They would be far superior to what they gave me. And then it would make more sense for them to hide his butt. Bro, turn around. Lucius, I just need to... Turn around. Na 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 na. Turn around. Okay, I need my phone because I can't find an actual picture of this mother trucker in the gosh darn codex that is not front facing when all I want to do is look at the backside of his gosh darn backpack. Surely, please tell me that GW doesn't hate me and they actually gave me a turnaround of him on the website. Like how Lucius Malfoy is the first thing that pops up with when I write it in Lucius. The Eternal. No, it's actually not.
Oh, I thought it was.
It's no, I think it's Lucius.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, there he is. Why is somebody... Oh, because he's painted. Never mind. I was about to be like, why the hell is this person selling this model for $245 on eBay? Because he's painted. He is painted. Okay, here's Warhammer website. Please tell me you have... Yeah, I'll accept your damn cookies. Yeah, I'm in English... I'm in an English country now. Oh, there it is. Yep, yes, give me this. Give me drag to rotate. Oh my god, oh my god, GW, let me zoom in.
No.
You dicks! It's silver. Oh, okay, it's fine, I can still see it. Why did they make that so difficult? Just wanted to confirm. But they had to make that super difficult. Because they didn't want to paint the back? Oh my god, could you imagine? If that's what GW was doing, they're like, just stop painting the backs, it's fine, we'll never shoot them from the back. No, they couldn't get away with that. You know what, that's kind of a fun shot. I'm going to record that. I'm going to record that because it looks cool. Boop. There we go. Oh, no worries, Tyler. I just appreciate you guys hanging out. Like, don't get me wrong, I love seeing you guys talking in chat, love seeing the conversations happening and everything. But if just knowing that people are here, it's great for me. All right, let's go ahead and do a little bit more Should I try getting... I think I've got probably enough footage for the silver. If I do one more, I'll make sure it's on this arm just because it's the cooler trim area. So let's get the rest of this like leg stuff taken care of. His leg trim. There we go, there we go. Now the more challenging part, to do the inner facing side. Not too bad, okay, cool. And this is where it gets more tricky. Threading the needle between the whip. I'm super off camera and super out of focus, sorry. There we go. Now you can actually see me threading the needle with... Tiny bit of metallic where I don't want it. Let me get rid of that. Beautiful. I think that's good. Just checking my angles. The nice thing is because the metallics are metallic and therefore shiny, it does actually kind of start to make it easy to tell where it is and where it isn't when you're starting to apply it places and you're like, oh, that is not shiny like it should be. You're painting Tau for the greater good? I don't know about that, Gordon, because like, okay, hold on. I want to see if I can still do this. That's not gonna be a long enough straight line. Hold on. Aha. Okay. Let me grab some non-contrast paint, something opaque so this works better. Yeah. Black will work. Oh, not that one though. That one is not open. I haven't opened that one yet. Okay. See if I can still do this. Oh, I'm shaking now. It's not the straightest. Mostly because I think the paper is uneven. But pretty straight. Ooh, what do you use to remove paint from minis? So I have not actually stripped my minis before. I know that there are materials that are safe to use on plastic miniatures. And if I remember correctly, Louise Sugden on her page has talked about a particular product that she personally really likes. And I might go suggest checking that out because I know she's actually done that. I've never done that before. So I'm not the person to ask that, unfortunately. I have never stripped a miniature before. I know like green, there's like a green fluid that you can put on them, but I think that only works on metal miniatures. I don't know. So I'm untouched by sin? That's not true. That's not true. That is definitely not true. If you've been to any of my fan pages, That is definitively untrue. And I'll keep it that way. In fact, in less than 48 hours, I have a brand new, quite sinful video coming out on my VIP page. And if you're interested in that, you should totally go join. You'll get there. Hopefully, like maybe if you're, well, I don't know about this because I know you work retail happens, so I don't know how busy your particular store gets around the holiday season. But Simple Green, I think that's what it is. Thank you, yes. God, to the Zilla. Yes, Simple Green, I have heard works. I have never tried it. I don't know what the process is. I don't know if you need to dilute it. Don't take from me how to clean up your miniatures from if there's something that you want to like redo, because I've never done that. But yeah, I have heard that Simple Green works really well. I'm sure there are tutorials online, probably here on YouTube, that you can probably watch to go and learn how to do it. But yeah. BioStrip is safe for plastics? Okay, cool. I've not heard of that one. Maybe I don't know if that's the one that Sugden was talking about previously. I really don't remember. All right, let's keep working on trim. Not get completely distracted. I do love the hobby conversation though. That is awesome. But yeah, I've never actually done that. Mostly because, I will admit, I don't paint my like scary boys until I know that I'm really ready to paint them, and I feel like I have the skill to do so. Like my big boys and stuff. And everything else, like my generic Space Marines and everything, I just have so many of them because I've been collecting for over a decade. Well over a decade at this point. And so I just have a plethora of them, so I just kind of experiment and I just never strip them because I'm like, I'll just pull out a different one. I have like a bazillion of these. Okay, we need to deal with a tiny, tiny amount of trim. How do they deal with that? Is it? Oh, they definitely silvered it, you bastards. All right. Very well then, GW. If that is what it is, then it actually doesn't need to be silvered. I'm gonna veto that. Maybe it's not silver. Maybe I was just looking at it wrong. But I do want to do this. Do I want to do the whole thing? Or is that... Yeah. Maybe I should grab that. No, I just got some of the backpack. I don't need to do these two. Touch that up a little bit. The little vents on his backpack are gonna be silver. As per the codex says. Nice. I've already taken a break though, so I don't think I really need another one. I'm just gonna keep working on my trim. My goodness. Busy-ish during the holiday season. Well, maybe you'll be able to take some like downtime where you can like be like, I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna paint. That's my jam. I love that he has like these two little balls on his butt. That's not where you go, metallic paint. Get off there. His ass must be perfect. Slanesh demands it. All right, it's fixed. Oh, LA, totally awesome. I think is the thing that I remember. That might be what Sugden was plugging. That actually might be what Sugden was plugging. So yeah, that also I have heard of before. And yes, as Golden Rule says, it does seem like it works really well. And I think I have heard that from other places as well. So that might be another good chemical to potentially use to save your own miniatures. Again, never tried it myself, so can't say for certain through personal experience, but I've heard enough other people talk about it. You know, honestly, the person to probably look into, the channel to probably check would be eBay Rescues. Like eBay Miniature Rescue, I think is what his full title is. And like that's, I think literally, at least back in the day, I will admit I have not watched his modern content in like probably too long, but that's what he used to do. He used to literally rescue miniatures from eBay that were like old, bad paint schemes, you know, rough paint schemes, etc., and update them. So that might be a place to check if you want to get good information on repainting your miniatures and stripping them. Absolutely, no, I totally appreciate it. Oops, I completely forgot to paint this side of his backpack. What a fool. Lucius would be so ashamed. Cool. Cool. Get that a little bit. Miss that edge, but it's not too bad. I'm gonna get that edge. Okay. Lucius, you're looking beautiful, my friend. All right, we have some chest details that need to be worked on next. This beautiful sort of corset. Is he literally pinching his waist? Dude is. He's totally wearing a corset. Nice. Also, ow. He's gotta look tight for those Marines he's slaying. We are very purple today. Hair, shirt. I was painting Slanesh. And even though we're not painting, I almost said Thousand Suns, what the hell am I doing? Even though we're not painting Horus Heresy era Slanesh, I wanted to represent them. I wanted to represent my patriarch. He's been at the burgers for, oh my God, you're right. He totally has been. What a gluttonous little bitch.
My newest build.
Your legs are beautiful. Why do you just have like Roman sandals on?
Because those are the boots of Percival.
Oh, the boots of Percival, you say? Okay.
Yes.
Increases melee damage by 10% while dual wielding. Damn, your shoes are giving you dual wielding bonuses?
Every piece of their armor does.
Oh, okay, so how fast are you now?
My speed is okay. I get bonuses from when I'm actually hitting people.
Got it. Dude, that's so fast though. Like, I can only imagine what your bonuses must be when you're actually like in combat. Holy cow!
Yeah, sprint attack.
Damn! I love that coral sword. So, for the record, Chaos Cultist is currently playing Tainted Grail. And if you are not familiar with Tainted Grail, it was originally a board game published, I think, via Kickstarter or GameFound, one of the two, from Awaken Realms. And it is a grimdark Arthurian legend. But they lean into a lot very grimdark stuff. Like you will look at it and be like, oh, this feels reminiscent of Kingdom Death or Warhammer 40k or Elden Ring or literally any other grimdark genre thing that you've seen recently. It's gonna be somewhat similar to that with a lovely Arthurian twist. And if you like that concept, you'll probably love this game. If you also really like Skyrim, but also want the grimdark like legend.
The way I keep saying
yes, please.
Tainted Grail feels like the copycat game that should have come out like 5 years after Skyrim. That never happened. You know,
yes, exactly.
Game come out. Then another company would come out with a very solid copycat that is very much a copycat, but maybe has some interesting ideas in its art direction, narrative. That is what Tainted Grail is.
I completely agree. And also, Hannibal 9090, I completely agree with you. That is like the worst thing. Starting a painting process to find a mold line that's like super obvious that you're like, fuck, that's gonna be so visible. I get that completely. But yeah, so like I've also been playing Tainted Grail as well, and I've been really enjoying it. It's made me want to paint some of the miniatures. Because they are badass looking. I don't know if you've looked at the miniatures for Tainted Grail, but they look sick. All right, I'm gonna be a little quiet for a moment because there is a kind of cute looking Batwing design. It's not exactly, but it kind of gives me Batwing vibes. On his beautiful core set, and it's small and delicate and fiddly, so I'm going to focus on that. He needs clogs for kicking. I don't know if there are clogs in the game. That'd be funny though. Okay, so this wraps a little bit around the back. Got it. Easy peasy. Aha, and so that's what that is too. Noted. At least it's not leather like I thought. It be trim. Okay, there we go. Make sure we connect it around there. Okay. Cool. Let me check. What did they do for his? Is that metallic? I don't think it's metallic. I think it's just part of... Cool. I love that that's not metallic. That makes my life way easier. Now all I think we mainly need to do, we do have the one shoulder to still do. I'm going to record that portion. But I am now going to try to do all these little dots, all these little silly dots. And by dots, I mean the spikes on his, oh, maybe I should try to capture that. You know what? I'm gonna try. Goodbye. I'm gone. Dun 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 dun. Okay, it's working. Does it look good? Hopefully. Dabbing those little spikes with a little bit of silver. God, I almost touched the whip in a way that I did not want to. I think that's probably good for the recording portion, at least. There we go, I'm back. Hello. What has many uses? Oh, the clogs? Shin kicking contest? That just sounds painful. And not worth it. You'd have to give me a lot of money to participate in a shin kicking contest. And I don't mean that there would need to be a lot of money for me to potentially win. I mean, you'd have to pay me a lot of money to make me do that. Just making sure I hit the spikes from every angle so that they're nice and reflective as they come gliding into your face, as Lucius
is wont to do.
As wont to do. He as he knees you. What is there a wrestling move that uses the front of your shin to impact an opponent?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's doing that to you?
Okay, V trigger.
V trigger. There you go. Thank you. Yes. As Lucius performs a V trigger on you. Oh, that's right. That is
I mean, it's his knee, but yeah.
Yeah.
He hits you with your shin. His shin.
Yeah. I think that was exactly what I was thinking of, but I was like, is that actually with the shin? I was double guessing myself on like whether or not I was remembering the move correctly. Dude, we watched whatever the most recent AEW pay-per-view was,
Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing, and it was really good. I was really.
Money in the Bank is tonight.
Oh, it's Money in the Bank tonight. Did you want to watch that?
I wouldn't mind.
I would love to. I think that would be really cool. I also did not realize it was this evening.
I think it'll probably start 4:30 or so.
That makes sense.
Like we don't need to end before that.
No, I'm making
it's
some.
Money in the Bank. I don't really care until the main event.
Exactly. What brush am I using now? This is a Tamiya modeling. Oh, hold on, let me get a little lower so you can read it. This is a Tamiya modeling brush pro. It's a number 1 size. They're a little sometimes hard to find on like Amazon and stuff, and I'm sure you can get them in stores. I haven't specifically seen that, except for at my old model shop, which unfortunately is no longer around. I just realized I have not had to turn this camera off.
Really?
Yeah.
It's been on for over 30 minutes?
It's been on the entire time.
Ah, well, once again, it is an overheating function, so if it hasn't been getting too hot, maybe that's why.
Okay, yeah, because like I just realized that I've not turned off the M50 once during the stream, and we've been going for 2 hours and 14 minutes. I didn't even turn it off when we went to the break, I realized.
Okay.
Holy shit, okay.
Once again, I think it's a heating thing, so if it hasn't overheated, that's probably why.
Got it, okay, cool. So I have used Kolinsky Sable in the past. I do really like Kolinsky Sable. I do not think it is necessary for you to purchase a Kolinsky Sable brush to make yourself a better painter. I definitely think there is value in it. Yes, it holds its shape exceptionally well. It is a very long-lasting brush, but it will only be a long-lasting brush if you actually treat it well. So if you know that you are very bad about cleaning your brushes, or you like to leave them face down in your water, heaven forbid, or something like that, or you just accidentally leave like paint caked on them or something, I probably wouldn't invest the money in a Kolinsky Sable brush.
I would compare it to like, if you're trying to do some like workshop stuff, like you don't need to buy Festool right out of the box.
Exactly.
You know, you can get Ryobi.
Like I actually,
not Craftsman, don't get Craftsman.
Yeah, exactly. Like honestly, like even Citadel's specific brushes work well, but what I actually use the most is a brand of watercolor brush. Let me see if I can find the name of it. Nope, I've worn it off. Hold on, let me see if I have it on this one.
I think also a part of the problem is that a lot of synthetic brushes were shit in the 90s and before, and even into the 2000s, and I think they're just better now.
Oh, they absolutely are. Synthetic brushes are so much better than they used to be. The white Citadel brushes that when I first saw them launched, I absolutely hated from GW. I like them actually using them. I don't like that they are a white bristled brush because it makes it look constantly so dirty.
Yeah, you know,
even if it's
clean.
Yeah, but you can't get it fully clean ever again. It will always have a tint of whatever that first color that you used on those bristles. And heaven forbid it be a black or a red, because it will just be stained that color for the rest of eternity. But they actually hold their shape exceptionally well, and I think they work really, really well with contrast colors, which I like to use a lot. So I am not a loyalist to a particular brush brand, but I do tend to work with a mix of either fully synthetic brushes or a synthetic Kolinsky mix. I don't tend to pull out like a full Kolinsky Sable like brush, except for when I used to do comic book work, because I needed that fine tip to pull the beautifulest, the most beautiful feathers you've ever seen. I used to be really good at feathering, and if you don't know what feathering is, and if you've seen in comics where they have like a line in it flies off of a character, usually it's a speed line or something like that, but it tapers down to a fine, thin point. That is just a master like illustrator. A lot of them are doing it digitally now, but back in the day, it was somebody with fine control over their inking abilities using a brush or a nib, depending, and just going to town, and it's beautiful. See, yeah, like red just stains those white bristle brushes insanely a lot. Oh my god, that's so cool. You have found, are you Princess Mononoke?
Apparently.
Because you
or
found
Ashitaka, I'm not sure what
you're Ashitaka. You're absolutely Ashitaka. Oh my god, that's so cool.
That was just in the background.
So a deer, just like a giant astral deer.
A kaiju deer.
A kaiju deer just walked past through the mountainscape in the like druid area that like CC is playing in Painted Grail right now is really cool looking. Good evening, Arcane. How are you doing? How are you doing? Okay, did we get all the spikes? I do think so. We've got a couple of buckles here, which I want to take care of. He fashioned a nice buckle to hold that flesh wrap on his knee. The particulars in which some of the 40k models go through to have the fashion that they do. I'm like, how did you convince somebody to make that for you? Oh, I guess you're just a skilled artisan. Fancy you! To be fair, the Emperor's Children would have literally been the artisans of the Legion. That's why they had all the remembrancers. God, I love them. We are printing a pretty, pretty boy. A pretty talented boy. Because, you know, he's such a good swordsman and everything. I sit there and I make fun of him. He could totally kick my ass. He could probably blink at me and I'd die. All right, we're gonna make sure we get all of the little spiky spikes. Oh, Chaos. How you like to stab yourself?
It's a hobby.
It is. Really what we should be saying though is, oh Chaos, how you like to stab me while I'm working on you? This is why we use painting handles, so that we don't have to hold the spikes and accidentally stab ourselves. Oh, is Money in the Bank next weekend, June 7th? Okay, cool.
Wait, what?
Apparently Money in the Bank is next weekend, June 7th.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Okay, there we go. I think the only thing that still needs metallic other than this one arm. Oh, your sword is silver. We're gonna paint that then. Is the Slaneshian symbol all in gold? Gold! Yes. Oh, do you do your cables in silver? Cool. Noted. I will take care of that then. Cool. Okay, well then instead, because I got the shoulder, I'm gonna not get the other shoulder. We're just gonna paint that, and I'm gonna get some of the cable work. Probably have way more silver footage than I need.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna stop getting silver footage then. We don't need it anymore. We don't need it. Oh, Worlds Collide event for NXT and AAA is also that weekend. Natural hair brushes are very nice. They definitely have their benefits. And I especially think depending on like what kind of paint you're using, I really genuinely have found that if you were using contrast paints or speed paints or those kinds of things, honestly, the synthetic paintbrushes work fine. You can also just get generally cheaper brushes if you just go to an art supply store and buy watercolor brushes. And I mean that legitimately. Like you can buy, there's a huge one, there are like a bazillion companies that make these brushes. There is a massive selection of both sizes and types of brushes, which I like. A lot of times, from companies who make products specifically for miniature painters, they're like, we're gonna give you the lovely round in a variety of sizes and maybe an even rounder one for your dry brushes. Maybe we'll give you a flat for like doing some washes or something like that. But that's like it. And you get them in like a few sizes. There are like a plethora. You can get from like a size 000, possibly even smaller. I've seen single hair brushes. I don't know why anybody would want that, but sure. Do you. You do you. But I've also seen like 40 brushes, like brushes that are size 40. They're massive. They're for generally for like, yeah, it's, well, I mean, it's like, actually, it's mostly for those really extremely large canvases when people are doing like big acrylics or big like oil painting canvases. That's what those are for. When you're doing like the big full arm brush strokes, like using the whole damn arm to paint across. But like, go to an art supply store. Don't just buy paintbrushes that are specific for miniatures, because honestly, the watercolor brushes, I guarantee you, will probably work wonders. And if you do use the more like standard traditional, there we go, like the standard like these types of bottle paints where it's the thicker acrylics, then get acrylic brushes. Because they have 3 types generally. They have, unless they've changed this, I haven't been into an art supply store for a while because I tend to take fairly good, decent care of my brushes, so I don't have to replace them super often. That's what brush soap is for. But like, there's normally 3 types. There's like watercolor brushes, there's acrylic brushes, and then there's oil brushes. You probably, unless you're working with oil paints on your miniatures, don't want the oil brushes. They're gonna typically have thicker, bristlier bristles. They're gonna be stiffer because you are working with a much thicker medium when you're working with oil paint. So I tend to run into the watercolor or the acrylic brushes because those are meant for these types of paints. See, I think like that's the main thing. Brushes can last you a really long time. You don't actually end up needing to replace them very often if you are just pretty decent about cleaning your miniatures, or not your miniatures, your brushes. And even if you aren't good about cleaning your miniatures, like, and I will admit, I don't always clean my miniatures immediately after my project. I sometimes wait a couple days because I forget. We all do that. But if you get a decent brush soap, you can repair those brushes so readily and actually make them last you just so much longer than you normally would. Okay, I'm gonna focus real quick so I can get a couple of these spikes taken care of. Get this shoulder taken care of, because I actually haven't finished that either. All this brush talk has gotten me so distracted. Nice. All right, that's looking good. Hobby tax always screws us, exactly. top of this is a little fiddly to paint. There we go. Get that random sharp edge, please. For chaos. Oh yeah, that's looking good. All right, let's do the back side now. Oh my gosh, I'm being so delicate. Lucius, you're so delicate. Jimbox, thank you for subscribing. It's lovely to have you with us. Okay, that looks good. Just a little bit more. Okay, I think that is the shoulder trims done. Yeah. Okay, we just need to double check all of the little spikes all over his little armor. Later, Gordon. Yeah, you should absolutely go to bed if it is nearly midnight. Take care. Thank you, thank you. Hello, Warlord, old stale one. It's lovely to see you. How are you doing today? I'm painting spikes. But also make sure that his little O-rings are all nice and shiny metallic. Nice and shiny. There's a little rivet. I assume that's what the little balls on all the Space Marine armor is. Rivets. Nice. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for all the likes. 84 is awesome. You guys are rad. What was I doing? I needed to paint that little cap on that cable. Okay, get that cap on that cable. Because for some reason I just skipped it. Okay, I think I'm not noticing any other spikes or little rivets on the... Oh, just kidding. Except for on this one arm that I haven't touched at all. Knew there was something I still need to paint. Oh gosh, my hand's shaking now. Hello, Hari. It's lovely to see you. I may have a little bit too much water in my paint right now. Okay, no, we're okay. We're okay. It's okay to get a little bit of silver on that. It'll be painted gold, so it doesn't really matter. I do, however, want to get the interior side of that trim. That is important for our lad. Okay, rivets are all done. Oh, except for that one. Except for that one. Okay. Got those three. So those arms are both taken care of. There's this trim. I'm gonna do this in silver, because the other bases of this is also in silver. Those are the connection points for where all of his chems get pumped in. All of those drugs. Oh, Lucius. Evan, I'm so glad to hear that. What makes you despise chaos so much? Except for our beautiful boy here.
I am not beautiful.
I think so. I just spilled a whole bunch of, not a whole bunch, but an uncouth amount of metallic paint on there. There we go. I think he's looking pretty good. As long as I don't accidentally fuck up his whip. All right. So I think the only thing else that I need to paint silver at this point is his sword. So let's do that, but I think that'll be the last of the silver I get, just because I feel like, I don't know, it's a big deal, right? I feel like I should show painting the sword. I also probably need like a smidge more paint. I almost completely used up what I had poured out. Oh, dude. Don't worry, I completely understand. It gets worse for me too. Drago does continue to stick it to the chaos, doesn't he? Okay, let's see. Oh, I'm gonna disappear. Boop. Goodbye. Goodbye. All right, there's Lucius. Our sword looks in focus. I'm gonna... Oh yeah, that looks great. Nice. There we go. Back. I don't think it's gonna be too fiddly, actually. Like it'll be a little fussy, but not too bad. I am off camera for a second because I am using my hand like this against the edge of my desk so that I can delicately paint around the Slaneshian symbol the rest of the hilt of the blade, because the Slaneshian symbol will end up being gold.
Hey, where's the ibuprofen?
The ibuprofen should be in the medicine cabinet in the main. And if it's not in there, I may have put it in the top drawer in the, like those little middle drawers. Because I definitely moved it when I was cleaning the bathroom the other day. In preparation for my spicy video with Shay, which I'm very excited and will be releasing in less than 48 hours on my VIP page. I'm so excited. It's gonna be awesome. I'm so nervous about it, but I'm also extremely hype. Okay, so that's looking good. I am going to just make sure to pull a little bit of paint away from there. I got a smidge of the symbol overlapped, but I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal. I'll just cover it with gold when we're at that point. Okay, yeah. That looks pretty good. There we go. Will you change brush sizes for the hilt going from a 1 to a 0, or can you get away with just a 1 on the hilt? I don't change my brush size very often. I don't tend to go smaller than this, like the 1. And that's only really for like sort of detail works or just smaller areas, which I mean, at this point, I'm kind of at the small areas for everything. But no, I will probably not be switching to a smaller brush for the hilt. I've been painting for so many years at this point and literally went to school for comic book design or like comic book like creation. And one of the things at the time that was a big focus still was doing the traditional like medium. So I actually had classes about where I literally had to pull straight lines over and over again to practice using a brush. So I like to believe that at this point my control with the brush is pretty good, and I will sometimes like use really thick brushes for relatively delicate work, especially when they're newer, which is why I like those watercolor brushes like I was talking about earlier. Is today the 31st? I thought tomorrow was the 31st.
Not today.
Okay, cool. I think last night.
Scheduled everything correctly, so.
Yes, I did schedule everything correctly. Everything's already been scheduled. What it was is last night I opened my calendar and it was still on April's dates. And so I thought the month ended in the 30th, and I had like a mild like early evening panic of like, oh, I'm gonna be late with the VIP video. But no, I was a day ahead. Everything's scheduled, and I'm very excited. Yeah, I really forgot today was the 31st. Nice. All right, so I think next, now that we've got all of our spinks, I think, oh, his feet. Boy. I need to do his lovely hooved heels because he's so fancy. All right, that shouldn't be too bad. Let me get a little bit more paint out. Now I'll just hold him and potentially stab myself on his spikes. You know, I just realized because he's got hooved feet, it basically means he has like horseshoes on. He probably got like.
He has satyr legs.
Yeah, because he got these nailed into his feet, or however that attaches to a horse. How's that actually work? I don't know.
The hoof of a horse is like a very, very large, thick fingernail, and that's why they're able to nail it, like.
Oh, okay. Okay, so they are actually literally nailing them into the.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought they were, but I wasn't 100% sure, and I said that, and I was like, I don't actually know if that's correct shit.
There are like YouTube channels that's all they do.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Well, because you have to replace them for horses, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, that's looking good. Oh, I need to do also all the cables.
And the Deadpools.
And the Deadpools. Totally can't forget the Deadpools. This is going great. This is going lovely. All right, so I already got that one. A little bit where I missed a smidge. Okay. So there's this one in his pit. Okay. I don't want to hit the face. So let's go from this angle. I think this will be safest. Nice. Nice. Okay, perfect. Perfect. That cable is done. Probably need to do a little bit on the back side. Oh yeah. Okay. And then there's a couple on his backpack. Almost dry brushing these because I don't want the color to seep too far into the crevices, so I get a nice contrast there. It's working really well. I'm pleased. Just a very gentle touch. Oh, then I should also probably do those rivets on his backpack. Ah! Damn it, I thought I got all those. Okay, let's see. Do I see any on this side? One, a two, three. Cool. I think other than this other foot, we're good. Okay, that's looking great. Probably just paint the full underside of his foot this color, because let's be real, he has definitely stapled this shoe into his foot. He was really into it, and he probably told the guy to do it harder. Naughty boy. Well, that's why we like Lucius. That's why we like the Emperor's Children. Because they're so naughty. Does Lucius have a book in advance to be reshoed? I don't know if he does. I think he's like, it starts to hurt. That's good. I want it to hurt. But absolutely, he probably does. He goes to the finest. What is the term for somebody who shoes a horse?
Farrier?
A farrier? Okay. It's like, I do know there is a term. I just have no idea what it is. Yeah, he books the finest farrier. To get his lovely heels replaced. I do love that they're literally heels. It's great. It's so good. All right, cool. I think that's all the silver done. Seriously, I do not have the hand control to paint a model this intricate. I do have the sub-assembly to get even an adequate... I'd have to do it in sub-assembly to even get an adequate finish. I've done sub-assembly before, and I considered it with Lucius. The reason Sorry, I just burped. I'm so sorry, I'm disgusting. The reason I didn't is because I actually felt like if I kept him off of his base, I could maneuver him around enough where I could actually get angles to everything. Like his crotch, you know, between his legs and everything. The whip is not blocking anything. Like models that have capes that are like blocking everything. Sub-assembly is sometimes what you need for that, or at least to keep the cape off. But I've actually found that Lucius hasn't been too bad, but I completely get that. A farrier? Okay. Good. We did get it correct. Or Chaos Cultist did. I had no idea what it was called. All right, my ball of putty is fixed. It kind of looks like a tiny Pac-Man. Cause he got a little mouth. Oh no, hello, I'm a shy Pac-Man. Oh. All right, he's back in his putty, stable on his base. I think we need to pull out some gold paint. I think it might be time for some gold paint. I am going to probably take a very short break just to stretch my legs since I've been sitting here for a while and painting. It's always good to do so. You'd have broken the whip in about 7 seconds. That's fair. I mean, thankfully, there is a connection point here on the whip where if you wanted, you could connect this part, but you could leave this part off and have a little bit more flexibility. But I think it should be...
I'm just looking at it.
Oh, yeah, no, isn't he cool?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can you do actually an inspection to make sure that... Basically, okay, so spikes, any of the corded cables, and then the trim should all be silver. If you notice something that is not, let me know. The tops of like the vials as well as are going to be gold. And any split natch symbols are going to be gold as well.
Okay, yeah, you got the vents on this pad.
Mm-hmm. I made sure to get the vents. I got the 4 little ones and then the 2 bigger vents that like help him.
Hey, nothing stands out to me.
Okay, good. I was pretty thorough. I was being pretty thorough. So I was confident that I probably had done a decent job with getting everything, but it's always nice to have a second pair of eyes, especially fresh ones that haven't been looking at the thing for a while, to check it out. Do you use blue tack or museum wax for your paint handles? I use museum putty, but honestly, I'm not really particular to a particular brand name of that. I do tend to get museum putty more. I do tend to like that one a bit more because I find that, I don't know, I just like the tack better. I have worked with some putties that have come with like, actually the putties that come with these handles, it's an orange putty. I don't like it. It sticks to my models too much. And also I feel like it lets them fall a little bit more. It's so weird. It's such a weird thing. So I don't really like that one, but like blue tack I've used before and it works great. Museum putty I've used before and it works great. I also have gotten like that white, like just you're using it to put up posters on your wall, and that also works fine. So yeah, we're gonna take a break here in just a sec. I will be back in a few minutes and we'll continue on. I'll be back in about 5 minutes actually. It's at 4 o'clock right now, or the top of the hour right now. So I'll be back in about 5 minutes. And we'll continue on with darling Lucius. Hello, everybody. I am back from my break, and we are gonna start working on some gold on our sweet, sweet Lucius. And I think for this, I'm gonna use Dragon's Gold. I really, really like that color. It's big, it's bright, it's bold. It fits our boy. Apparently this paint pot is a little bit clogged. Let me fix that. Hello, Silver Scratch Build Productions. It's lovely to see you in chat. How you doing? How you doing? I almost tried to stab this through an uncapped bottle. That would have been silly. Oh, there it goes. All right, hopefully that'll be plenty. The pressure in these Duncan Rhodes bottles occasionally, I just feel like makes the paint go everywhere. Everywhere. All right, I do need to get some footage of this first section, and I think I'm gonna work on the tops of his lovely, what are these called? Drug containers. All right, so I'm gonna hide myself for a moment. We will refocus. Actually, do I want to just have him? Do I want to just do that? No, I should bring it up. I should bring him up so we can see better. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay. I got my paint out. Let me go ahead and start recording. That is looking sick. Oh, I'm completely blocking my shot. Good job, Angela. I'm gonna go a little long on this because I kind of fucked up that initial shot. And unfortunately, I can't redo it. I've already put the paint on. All right, I think that'll be good. I'll get a little bit more in a second. There we go. Nice. Looking good. Lucius, you're looking so good. My hand's getting a little shaky because I've been painting for a couple hours. Whoopsie daisy. That's fine. We're going to be ending soon. Around 5. Okay, the harder part is getting this bottom trim. The nice thing is because we haven't actually painted the liquid inside yet, I can always do a cleanup, sort of recreate my grisaille in a way and redo it. So I don't need to be super concerned, but I do want to try to be careful. Okay, there we go. You've been painting your Death Guard, working on your Death Shroud Terminators currently. Sick. That is awesome. I love Terminators. 2, love Death Guard. They're so good. One of my favorite armies to run. The army that I ran entirely through all of 8th edition and into 9th. Oh my. This is looking good. It's tedious. It's a little tedious because it's all very tiny stuff, but it's working out well. Yeah, Lucius is a really cool model. He's a pretty boy. Pretty vile. Sorry, that was a dumb joke. Forgive me, forgive me. I'm literally working on vials. You get the joke. Okay, that's looking good. I think we need to do a little bit more on this outer side, then we can switch to the others. Let's get this side. Trick to studying your hand when you're working on really delicate stuff like what I'm doing right now with Lucius is to be able to brace your hands against each other. It's one of the reasons why I always recommend working with some kind of handle. It doesn't have to be like a professionally sold one. You can use cork if you want. You can use medicine bottles if you want. I've seen people do that plenty. You can use any cylindrical object that fits comfortably into your hand and you can put some putty onto to have your miniature sit on top of it. But if you have that, it gives you so much more control. And if you do suffer from having a little bit of, shaky hand syndrome, it helps steady it. Just my trick of the hour. As we've talked about a couple in this painting session. Demon Prince is so good right now. The new one, I think I haven't, I don't think I've looked at the new one recently. I know it's not super new, but it's relatively new still, isn't it? Okay, we're good, we're good. We're almost done, I think, with these little caps. Nope, except for that one spike on this side. I almost bent his sword, I feel like. That would have been a disaster. Oh my god, I was so clean except for that one spot. Can I get rid of it? I'll deal with it later. No, I'll deal with it now, because if I don't deal with it now, I'll forget about it, because I'll probably not work on it again until tomorrow or Monday at the latest. Your Demon Prince is in scratch conversion, 30-year-old now. What are you doing with it, Luke? To color blend the whip rather than one color? Oh, I think I probably will. I think we'll probably, I was also, so I had two ideas. I could either wet blend on the whip like you suggest, or I was planning on doing a contrast color and then maybe doing some highlighting with some like very delicate dry brushing. Haven't fully decided, but definitely not going to be flat. That's why I wanted to make sure that these like tendrils and like the texture on the whip is popping out already for us, so that my contrast colors will do some work there. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna do singular color. I do think we'll probably go from like a pink into maybe Magos purple or something like that. Haven't fully decided. Whip's probably gonna be one of the last things I paint, just because it is the thing that is the most risk of accidentally getting paint elsewhere on it while I'm doing other stuff. So I think I'm gonna do it last. But yeah, it's definitely multi-toned in like the pictures too, so I don't think I'll be doing it in a single tone. Excellent. Yeah, I heard that they got buffed. I was looking at their stat updates, and yeah, Death Guard are looking pretty sweet right now. I mean, I think they always look sweet. Sickly sweet. But what a good joke. Oh my god, I'm on fire today. I'm really not. But it was very cool. Did I not get that spike? I did get that spike. Okay, good. Good. Do it. What else needs gold? What else needs gold? Selaneshian symbols. The Selaneshian symbols. All right, I'm going to disappear again so I can do some filming, because we're going to be doing some lovely work on his sword. The sword. What the fuck was that noise? Probably pink into purple. I don't know if I'll do electric blue, although I do like the idea of some bright blue. Does that look focused? I think I need to hold it. Oh my god, I can't see what I'm doing. If I do it this way, I can see what I'm doing. Okay, I think this will work. Let's record. I think somebody's like doing work outside my house or something. Maybe my neighbor's doing like backyard work. But I'm just hearing like weird noises. Make sure we get all the various edges. Flip in this way. Get him back into focus. A little crescent moon of our beautiful Slanesh symbol. I'm not gonna lie, it's been very satisfying seeing this gold color come on here. All right, I think that's all I need for recording. Got like 2 minutes. There we go. And I'll focus back down, and I'm just gonna work on him from this angle now. Is it all metallic? I need a picture. I need a picture of his sword. It's painting Slanesh. Fabius. Cool. It's all gold. It's just all swirly gold stuff. Need to get that crescent moon a bit more. Come on. There we go. That's looking better. And then we get some more on this side. I've done fire blends before, Luke. I have not done a rainbow blend specifically, but I've definitely done flames. Did actually a really, what I thought was a pretty good flame on my Abaddon. Because he has a like little flame in the ground on his base, if I recall correctly. And I'm pretty sure I did a fun flame effect using that, or on that. Aw, I'm so glad that you're having a good stream. Also, tea and crumpets while watching a painting stream sounds absolutely delightful. Again, the tips of some of these slightly more tucked in spikes on the underside of the sword. Trying to do it as much as I can without actually fitting his hand. Oh, and I need to get the hilt from this angle. Is this... It kind of looks like the sword has a wrap on the handle of it. And I'm trying to see if maybe that's actually true. Yes, perfect, awesome. Wait for us to add some pink back into our boy. Okay, so that needs to be gold, but the rest of it doesn't. There we go. Looking good, looking good. Oh, totally missed that. Shameful. What would he have thought? Probably would have destroyed the piece and told me to start again because I fucked up because he's such a perfectionist. Don't hit the armor, please. I would be sad. Oh, I didn't. Yes. Good on me. Yeah. Woo. Woo. All right. I think the hilt's looking pretty bloody fantastic. Oh yeah, the lava blending on the salamanders is so cool looking. I totally agree. Oops. Forgot that angle on the top of his vial. Oop, on this one too. This is why we double check what we've painted. And we touch it up if we need to. All right. So the only other thing that I think needs to be in gold is his belt buckle, but I want to paint it in the rattling grime first so that it has a dark base. And also because I think technically looking at him, that section around the emblem is actually considered part of his armor. So let me just do that real quick. Love it. All right, that's just gonna need a sec to dry. I'm gonna blow on it. All right, let's go ahead and get gold on this now. I'm being really careful because I don't want to oversaturate the recessed edges. You want them to get a little bit of gold in there, but not like a lot. get off there. Okay, I think I fixed it. Suppose I can always darken it again if I really need to. Is my blowing coming through at all on the camera? I didn't see the like sound waves going, so I wasn't sure if it was. There we go. That feels better. Okay, so that I think is all the gold done. Let me just inspect. Oh, nope, hold on. There's this necklace. Okay, I'm gonna get a picture. I'm gonna get footage of this one then. Oh, it's the only eagle I just realized that I've seen on him. Nice. At least he's still representing his OG Emperor's Children in one way. This is the only eagle I found on him. Was this tiny, tiny little emblem.
Camera still hasn't needed cycling?
It still has not needed cycling. I don't know why. But it's like I have genuinely like been keeping an eye on it, but yeah, we haven't seemed to have any problems. Oh, but I'm really, really happy with how he's turning out.
New pants.
Oh, they look great.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, they fit great. Oh, your butt looks great.
Cool.
Genuinely, yes. No, they fit great.
I mean, if it's regular jeans.
No, I know they're just regular jeans, but like still. Yeah, they look great. What was I painting? Oh, right, the emblem. I also want to make these little beads gold. Heck yeah. Now the thing the eagle's carrying is going to be a different color tone. It's a gem. It looks like there's a little... I know my head's probably in the way, I'm sorry. There's a little thing there. A little connection point there. And one there. Oh, and... Okay, one more pass over that, and then I need to pull the silver out just a smidge because there's two little spikes that I just realized I hadn't done. Another idea is an electric blue wash to shadow instead of black. Definitely could give a warp energy feel. I give that. That could be fun. I know, right? The big whip is great. Really, really makes the model stand out. All right. Oh, shit. Damn it. Okay, fixed it. And last but not least, there we go. Let me show you a close-up. I am pretty satisfied with how he is looking so far. We still got a little bit of work to do, a couple washes. Obviously I need to do his flesh tone, take care of all of the chems that are going to be in his little vials at the top. But like, honestly, he's looking fantastic. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now, what actual time are we at? 4:30? All right, I do think I might call it a little bit early because I want to go ahead and get started on dinner. I need to run out and grab one thing before I can actually finish dinner. So I'm going to use this extra time to do that. But I think we've made some really good progress. We basically are nearly done with his armor. There is one last thing that I really want to do to it, and that is enhance the faces in all of the sections of the armor that have that. I'm gonna probably mostly be using that through a glaze using Magus Purple, but you'll be able to find out more about that when the video comes out, which should be relatively soon. I do have one other video in the works prior to that one, but I think right after that should be this one. I need to talk to Chaos Cultist about that. I think we're still on schedule for that, but I want to confirm with him and everything because sometimes things get moved around and I don't always remember that. But thank you so much. Oh my God, Habman, thank you so much for the $10 donation. You will always say that you and CC are absolutely the best ever. All your awesome content, incredibly awesome couple helped me to what Warhammer knowledge I have. You will always be my two absolute favorite people. Well, thank you, Habman. Thank you so very much. I'm really glad that I was able to introduce you to Warhammer 40k and all of the glory that it is. I'm really excited that you got your Blood Bowl team, and I really hope you're able to work on that later this year when you have a little bit more time. I understand things have been rough right now. I get that. But yeah, definitely would love to see what you do with those when you do start working on them. And I hope you enjoy actually getting to work on them. They should be fun. I imagine that they'll be very fun. But thank you so much for the $10 donation. Amazing. Yes, Luke, I will not forget my June 1st plug. Tomorrow on my VIP page, I'll have a brand new video out with Shay. Oh my gosh, Alex, thank you so much for the 200 kroner donation. Here's a little start for some AK market pencils. Dude, I need to try those. I've heard nothing but cool things about them, and some of the people in my Scale Model Society Club have been using them on their models to do like tiger stripes and camo on their tanks, and it looks so cool and good, and I'm really excited. So thank you so much for the donation as well. Really appreciate it, everybody. You've been playing Bolt Gun? I'm so glad. I'm so glad you've been enjoying it. But yes, everybody, thank you so much for the subscribers, for the new members, for the donations. I appreciate you guys so much. We would not be able to do content like this without your guys' support, so it really does mean the world to me when you guys do that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I am going to go ahead and call it for today so that I can go ahead and get dinner started for us. So thank you guys for being here. It was lovely to have you all hanging out with me today. We will be back again next week. I don't know if I'll be still working on Lucius, like fingers crossed, shouldn't still be working on Lucius, but we'll see. We'll end up finding out. But thank you guys. Bye, everybody. Especially to Alex and Havman for the donations. You guys are amazing. To all of my members in chat, it's lovely to see you guys. I love hanging out with you all. Luke, and I know we had, let's see, who's a couple others that we had in chat. I know Havman is one of our members. Tiki the Hut, I know, was here earlier. So all of my members, thank you guys. Thank you so very much. And have a good rest of your evening and an especially wonderful hobby night, everybody. Bye.